The Islamic Golden Age is a time in history when the political power of Islam created an environment for intellectual development. The Islamic Golden Age lasted for 630 years, when the Islamic world prospered in trade and expansion of territory. The vast region created stability and the required diversity for translation and learning of classical knowledge in Arabic. Knowledge resources from the communities of the Islamic Empire created a platform for innovations in science. The Islamic Empire's domination spread west to North Africa, Europe, and eastward into Asia for trade. The interaction with different communities built the foundation for intellectual growth due to the exposure to a broad range of ideologies and many scholars. The trade routes were under the control of the Islamic empires through the Golden Age. They gave stability to scholarly work in Baghdad, the capital of the empire. Baghdad was built from scratch by the two rulers of the empire, forming two semicircles on both banks of River Tigris. Its growth allowed Baghdad to take over the capital title from Damascus, and it became the ultimate center for the empire. During this time, the empire's counterparts, Europeans who were Christians, practiced agrarian landlord system as opposed to trading. Scientific innovation during the Islamic Golden Age is part and puzzle of the Islamic political system. The academic development go hand in hand with the interaction of the Arabs with knowledge in the Islamic empires. In the year 622, Prophet Muhammad got to Medina, where he wrote its constitution. The constitution's provisions mainly targeted the promotion of stability, freedom of religion, and justice. The law was fundamental for the Islamic Golden Age, as it made Medina the first Islamic state. The Islamic State, established after the Prophet's pilgrimage from Mecca, arrived at Medina. The pilgrimage, the Hijrah in Arabic. The first successors of Muhammad were the Rashidun caliphs, who managed to gain control over North Africa, Tunisia, Egypt, the Iranian Peninsula, and Central Asia. In 661 Ali, after the last Rashidun caliph's assassination, Muawiyah, the rival, took control over the empire. Muawiyah founded the Umayyad Caliphate, which made the breadth of the empire to the Atlantic coast of Africa and across to Spain, to the west of Baghdad. To the east, the empire gained domination deeper into Asia. The empire's community was broad, a factor that facilitated intellectual development. The Beit al-Hikmah was founded in Syria, the then capital of the Islamic Empire, to allow intellectual development. Established in the year 662 in the Umayyad capital, Muawiyah had an extensive collection of books brought to Syria that prompted this earlier version of the House of Wisdom founded in Baghdad. Islamic Empire was diverse in aspects of resource for trade, scholarly work, and society. The Abbasids received the non-Arab Muslim communities with open hands. This made them famous. The contact with the Chinese brought the knowledge of paper manufacturing into the Islamic Empire. Paper became the ultimate alternative for parchment and papyrus-based writing services for scholarly work in the Muslim community. Major cities in the Islamic Empire during the Islamic Golden Age were the leading centers for intellectual development. The capitals, Baghdad, Cairo, and Cordoba, facilitated scientific, philosophical, medical, and educational progress. A group was mainly assembled to translate the texts of work composed during the classical periods into Arabic. There was a need that the Abbasids helped break the foundation for the translation movement. Medicine, mathematics, and astronomy were the target fields by the translators. The field of philosophy followed suit. A second scholarly work in the Islamic Empire came up in 830 when Muhammad bin Musa al-Khwarizmi published the Compendious book. The invention of algebra was a turning point in the field of mathematics. Previously, mathematics was solely geometry, which makes this development into the Islamic Empire revolutionary. It brought forth another paradigm of mathematic solutions. The third impact of intellectual development, courtesy of the House of Wisdom, is by Thabit ibn Qurra, who published a series of famous works in the year 850. The Islamic Empire's scientists recovered Alexandrian mathematical, geometric, and astronomical knowledge by Euclid and Claudius Ptolemy, and scientific knowledge collections from ancient societies of Greece, Rome, Persia, China, India, Egypt, and Phoenicia. In Persia, the traditional knowledge on algorithms and algebra from the Persian scientist Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi underwent translation in Arabic and Hindu-Arabic numerals. Alhazen found the general formulae for calculating the volume of a paraboloid. He had discovered a generalized sum formula for calculating the power of an integral number. Islamic medicine during the Golden Age of Islam revolved around tradition. Its medical literature explores and synthesizes the theory and practice of medicine. Translation of collected knowledge into Arabic promoted innovation in medicine. Art developed from Arabic writing style, calligraphy. It was done to illuminate manuscripts and portraiture. Products from the Islamic Empire such as glass, ceramics, metalwork, textiles, and items made of wood are rich in art. Calligraphy advanced in Muslim society as a representation of human form was religiously unethical. Art expression in calligraphy. Calligraphy rich in meaning, the arabesque was done to symbolize the transcendent, indivisible, and infinite nature of God. Islamic mosaic art made it easy to develop the principles of quasi-crystal line geometry. In the year 1258, the Mongols invaded Baghdad. Their commander, Hulagu Khan, was on a conquest to expand the Mongols' influence into Mesopotamia. They overrun Baghdad's intellectual centers, the House of Wisdom, and libraries. They killed the last Abbasid caliph, Almastizm, marking the end of the Islamic Golden Age. However, different scholars relate the end of the Islamic Golden Age with the completion of the Christian Reconquista of the Emirate of Granada in Al-Andalus, Iberian Peninsula. The era lasted from the 6th to the 13th century. Precisely, the Islamic rule brought prosperity.